Welcome to Chalk Talk, Danville Public Schools weekly news magazine. I'm Diane Locker, your host. As you can see behind me, this is a different room than we're usually in. Haven't been here in a long time. This is the locker room at George Washington High School, and I have Coach Anderson here with me. And you might think that we're here because we want to talk about football, win, lose, all that type of stuff. But that's not what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about what this football team does for the community other than just play football and entertain you. Coach Anderson.
Nice to meet you.
I got the neatest email that came across talking about what the team did at Forest Hills. Is that the only type of thing that they've been doing, other than playing football, which is very important?
Well, we try to get out in the community as much as we can. I was actually asked by one of the parent volunteers at Forest Hills to help out with the fall festival that they have there, and we just jumped all over it because we like to give back. We don't get asked a lot, so anytime there's opportunity for us to get out there and give back to the community, we love to do that.
How do the students or the players, let's call them, how do they feel about give back? How did they feel when you went to them and said, hey, we'd like to work over at Forest Hills with some elementary students?
Well, they jump all over it. It's an opportunity for them to get out there and get to interact with these kids who look up to them and come to their games every Friday night. A lot of these kids went to school here in Danville, and they remember when they were in elementary schools and getting to look up to the high school players, and so they feel a sense of there might be a hero in some of these kids' eyes, and it gives them an opportunity to get out there and play with them.
When they were at Forest Hills working with the kids, did the kids realize they were the football players?
Yeah, we put their jerseys on them, and I think some of the kids actually threw the football around with them while they weren't playing the games. And the kids really like them. They know who the linemen, the quarterbacks, and the running backs are. So the kids get to get out there and interact and have fun with them.
I would think that knowing that the community comes to the football games, which they support your team very much, as you know, it's still a little bit different for that one-on-one with the younger students.
Absolutely. At a football game, you don't get to actually talk to the players. You get to watch them, run and score and tackle. But to actually get to know them on a personal level and have conversations with them, it means a lot to these younger kids. My wife is in the elementary schools, and she talks about how the kids come and just come to school and just talk about the football games that they got to come to, and we've actually had the opportunity to go to her classroom and bring some football players there also.
I was going to ask you about that. Is there any time that you actually go into the classrooms and talk to the students?
Last year we went to Gibson and went to my wife's class and was able to help the kids with some of their math assignments and reading assignments. And the kids, you get their attention when you bring some visitors into the classroom. So it was exciting, even for the football players to be able to give back, and they get the volunteer hours. It looks good for their college applications and that kind of stuff too. So it's a win-win for all people involved.
I don't think a lot of people realize how important it is on college applications to show what your community efforts have been, and so this is a unique opportunity for them. Talk a little bit about coaching. This is what, your third or fourth year?
Fourth
year. In coaching these students, what do you think athletics do for students?
Well, it does a lot for them. Teachers' responsibility, punctuality is something we're big on, being on time. One of the biggest things it teaches them is time management. You got to still be able to get your schoolwork done, and we're still at practice and trying to win football games. So as soon as most kids go home and do their schoolwork, they have to go to practice, and then after practice, then they have to get home and do their schoolwork. So you have to be very big on time management, which is something that they'll be able to take with them when they go to college.
Now, when you talk about if I'm on the football team, isn't 90% of my training done after school?
Yeah, I mean we're in the weight room during school, but yeah. 90% of it is done after school. We expect a lot from our student athletes, and it's a testament to how hard they're willing to work. We've had some very good seasons here at GW, but we've also been pretty hard on them about their grades. It's something we take very seriously, and they've done a good job of responding to it.
Once again, you jumped me on a question I was going to ask you. There is a grade element to this. I mean, an academic grade that must be maintained. What is that?
Well, they have to, obviously they have to be grade promoted. The semester before our season, they had to pass at least 3 out of 4 classes.
At what level? I mean, the C or better. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
They
well,
must maintain.
You have to have a D or better. Must pass the class. They take 4 classes each semester. So this semester before our season, which is the spring semester, the end of the school year, they had to pass at least 3 out of 4 classes. For the entire school year, they had to pass 6 out of 8.
Now, I guess I could say we're at the end of the football season for this year, correct? How many seniors do you have going? How many freshmen, sophomores, juniors do you have left? What kind of team are you looking towards next year? You had a good team this year. What do you think you'll have next year? How many returning players, that type of thing?
Well, we only have 9 seniors on this team, so we won't be losing a lot. We've got we'll lose our running back, 1 lineman, and 1 wide receiver on offense. And then we have everybody except for 2 back on our defense. So we've got a good returning group.
Would you say then that this year had been a young team?
Absolutely. We had a number of sophomores and even freshmen starting on our varsity football team this year. So the future's bright here at GW, and the expectations are extremely high, and we'll be pushing these kids to work as hard as they can to have good seasons in the future.
Considering the whole team, not just who you see out on the field, how many students are involved as part of the GW football team?
Well, right now, and on our our JV and our varsity football teams, we have about 88 kids that total at the end of the season.
Is that like 88 kids come out and practice each day, or whenever you practice?
Every single day.
Now, you have not a lot, but you have other coaches too that work with you doing years ago I went out and watched them in the field, and they're different coaches in doing different things with these 88 students. Is that correct?
Yes, we at the beginning of practice we group them up by or we split them in half, varsity and JV. Then we go from there and group them up by position. So our defensive linemen go to one coach, our offensive linemen go to another coach, and so on and so on. So it takes a lot of planning. Every day I sit down here and come up with our practice plan and the things we need to accomplish at practice. But you want it to be organized when the kids get out there, because if not, they get bored.
I know. Let me ask you one other thing before we go to a break. One thing you mentioned time management as far as the experiences they get when they're on a team. I think another thing that is very important is the fact of the team and being part of a team and learning how to be part of a team. When you take in some of these freshmen and sophomores, do they change over that period of time that they're on the team as the way they interact with their fellow teammates?
Absolutely. I mean, it's always fun to watch these freshmen come in and watch them mature, through their sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. And the way jobs are working, today, a lot of it goes into teamwork.
Yes.
A lot of jobs, you have to work with as a team to accomplish certain projects. So, we feel like, I might be a little biased because I'm a coach, but we feel like, team sports are huge in teaching these kids to be able to work together to accomplish goals and be able to lean on somebody else to do their job so that you can be successful at your job.
Because you only win as an individual if the entire team wins.
Well, that's true. We count on all 11 guys on every single play doing it perfect, and if they all do, then that play is successful. And if we put enough successful plays together, then we'll win games.
Sounds good to me. We're going to take a short break now. When we come back from the break, I'm going to actually pull these players in here that were involved over at Forest Hills and have a conversation with them and check everything you just told me. Be sure to come back after the break, because what we're going to do is we're going to be actually talking with the football players that went over to Forest Hills and worked with the young students. Be sure to come back.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexandra Reddy and I'm the Beta Club president here at Galileo Magnet High School. Let me tell you about Beta Club. Beta Club is a national academic club that focuses on community service. And in fact, our motto is let us lead by serving others. So every month, the Beta Club here at Galileo completes a service project for our community and also for our school. And then in February, we travel to the state convention where we compete with other schools in the areas of English, science, social studies, talent competitions, and it's a really awesome experience. But I also have the honor of being the Virginia State Beta Club president, an election that I won back in February at the convention. So this means that I have to travel to at least 2 other state conventions this year. There's North Carolina, South Carolina, all across the country that I am able to travel to. So I'm very blessed to be the state president, and I'm excited for what the year holds and making Galileo proud and making Virginia Beta proud.
Hello, my name is J.D. Edmonds, and this is my wife,
Janine Edmonds.
I am the Bonner Booster President, and I'm encouraging all you parents to get involved with your child's education, get involved with the community, and show your support for your kids' school.
Continue to be that bridge between the community, school, and family.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're at the locker room at George Washington High School. In the first half of the show, I had a conversation with Coach Anderson about the football team, what it's been like this year, what he expects next year. But really the focus of why we're here is to talk to these gentlemen. And we're talking to them because not what they've done on the football field, which has been great, we're talking about what they're doing in the community. We're going to be talking about the time they spent at Forest Hills working with the students on their fall festival. Is that right? Yeah. Devontae Walton. Now, you're a junior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your position on the football team?
Offensive guard.
Did you say officer guard?
Offensive guard.
Offensive. What does an offensive guard do?
He basically blocks for the running back and the quarterback, basically.
You look like you could block.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about your day there. Now, the game that you're playing, what is it?
It was at Forest Hills we did something for the kids.
What did you do, though, when you were there? There was a game that you were doing.
You had to throw the ball in the basket.
We should have had a basketball player there.
No, it was football.
Okay. How did the students act?
They had fun, and it was just cool to play with the kids and have fun with them.
How do you feel when you do that?
I feel happy because I'm giving back to my community.
That's a cool thing to say. Let's see. We got the duck pond here, and Will Jackson. And Will, you did the duck pond. What's a duck pond?
The kids would just stick their hand, grab a duck, and whatever number was on the bottom, that's how many piece of candy they would get. So
What's your grade level?
I'm a junior.
What's your position on the football team?
Left tackle.
And does that mean you tackle anything on the left?
No, I protect the quarterback and block for the running back.
Okay. I'm sure everyone out there in the community understands that, and I'm probably the only one that doesn't. Tell me, how did you feel when you were there that day working with the students?
It felt good. It looked like the kids were all having fun, so it was a good feeling that we were doing something good for them.
Now, you are out there on the football field, and there are a lot of people in the stands, but you don't get a chance to really talk to them. Isn't it a little different when you do this one-on-one?
Yeah, I think so. It was felt a lot more personal with the kids.
Do you feel like a role model?
I guess so, yeah.
Makes you feel proud, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell. Sam. Okay, Sam. Sam, let's see. You did the witch hat.
Toss. The witch
Yeah.
hat toss.
And so if I'm doing a witch hat toss, what am I doing?
I'll give the kid about 10 rings, and they will stand out of line, and they will toss the rings until.
Oh, you got to get the ring on the hat, not
Yes, ma'am.
toss the hat.
No, ma'am. You gotta get the ring on the hat, and then how many you ever get, you get a prize like a candy or something like that.
All right, Sam, what's your grade level?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. You're going to be back next year, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
What was this year like for you?
The season went great. We all put in hard work and put in effort. I can't wait till next season because I feel like our season next year is gonna be a great season. So.
Now, if you're a junior, how long have you been on the football team?
I've been on the team since my freshman year, so yeah.
When I was talking to Coach Anderson a little bit earlier, we talked about learning time management and we talked about team spirit and being a member of a team. When you came in as a freshman, what has changed as far as how you look at this football team? Is there any different, or were you already a big team player in freshman?
I mean, I was already a big team player. I mean, when I came in as a freshman, it was just like a learning experience for me because, I didn't really know anything, but the coaches took me under their wing and they just like showed me what to do for each play, and I just conquered it, and every play I know now I can execute it.
You know something, why is it that in athletics it seems that all students pay attention to coaches maybe more than they do teachers? Can you explain that?
Well, with,
Unfair question, huh?
well, with teachers, I mean, yeah, we have to pay attention because that's based on our grades. But with the coaching, I mean, it has a lot to do with like mostly running. And so, I mean, if we don't pay attention, we'll, have to run and all that stuff. So
I know why you're smiling like that, because the coach is sitting over there. You're not fooling me. Okay, Weber. Okay, Weber. Answer that. Now, what grade level are you?
I'm a junior.
All right, you're a junior.
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
come in as a freshman?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your position?
I played running back freshman year, and then 10th grade, they actually moved me up to kick. But then this past year, they moved me to slot receiver. So
If I asked you the same questions that I just asked about being a member of a team, has anything changed from you from the time you came in as a freshman to being a junior?
yes, I'd say so, honestly. And I think my sophomore year helped me the most because they moved me up to kick, which was completely to help the team out. It wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do, but I know that's what was good for the team. And then so that's what we did, and it worked out really well.
Are you still doing that position?
I'm just playing receiver now.
So what you're saying is, even though they asked you to play a position you didn't really want to play, you were good at that and you did it for the team.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about working with the kids at Forest Hills. It looks like they've got to throw something into another basket type thing.
It was my game was just cornhole. It was really laid back. They just kind of got to pick what bags they wanted and throw it in as many times as they wanted, and they just got candy.
How do you feel about being there and working with the younger kids?
It was a good feeling because they had a lot of fun, and they were just really excited to see all of us come, and they had fun.
Now, the coach told me in the first half of the show that the team has also been to classrooms. Have you been any part of that?
I have not.
Okay, I'm going to find somebody that has. Who's coming up next? Who's coming next? You're going to volunteer. You're going to volunteer, and that's good because you're right here. You're right here where I wanted to be. Darius?
Yes.
Darius Davis.
Yes.
And you are a junior.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, been on the team since freshman year. Let me ask you the same thing I asked them. What have you learned about teamwork since your freshman year?
Well, it's changed a lot over the years because we lose players and get new players every year. I think what's important about playing football is just the effort you give. That would be best for the team.
Whatever is best for the team. What is your position?
Defensive end.
A what?
Defensive end.
Okay, defensive end.
Yes, I'm basically on the end of the defensive line, and I try to contain everything.
You know I don't know what you're talking about, and you're trying to explain it for me, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Very good. Very good. Tell me about working with the kids that day. What was that like for you?
It was fun because we got to get up close and personal with the kids and just let them have fun with what they were doing.
Let me ask you something. You live here in the community. When you're out in the community, let's say just on Saturday, Sunday, whatever you're doing, do the kids recognize you as a player here at GW?
Sometimes. I get it sometimes. I was surprised.
Do you feel like you have a responsibility to younger students because you're on this team here at GW?
Yes, because I've always had role models in my life, so I would love to be a role model for younger kids.
Can you think of one of those role models you've had?
My father.
Cool. I bet he's going to like that. I hope he's watching. All right, Jaden. Jaden, how could I miss you? You're taller than everybody. All right, Jaden, you were over there and you were working with Darius.
Yes, ma'am.
What was the game?
It was like a dart shooting contest. They had to shoot the ping pongs off of the table.
Wow. Darts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your position on the team?
Defensive end.
How did you feel about working with the students that day?
I felt great. All the kids having fun.
How do you feel about being on the team?
It's awful. Well,
Now-
it's a wonderful experience.
Did you start to say awful?
I almost did, but
The coach is over there. You know that, don't you?
yeah, I see him.
Now, you're a senior, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How long you been on the team?
Since my sophomore year.
Okay. How come not your freshman year?
I don't know. I just wasn't ready.
So you were ready by your sophomore year. You did 3 years. What happens next year?
Hopefully I go to college and play football for somebody.
You want to play football. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Let's say if you don't make, I know you want to be a pro football player, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What if you're not a pro football player?
I want to be a vet.
That one surprised me. A vet?
Yes, ma'am.
Love animals?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a cool thing to say. Tell me about teamwork.
Teamwork is very important on the football field. You have to trust the man beside you more than you trust yourself.
That's cool. Are you playing the position that you want to play?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you always played the position that you wanted to play?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. What happened when you might have been playing or put in a position you didn't want to be in?
I had to play right tackle instead of tight end. The tight ends we have was very fast, and I wasn't athletic enough.
Did you just admit something you can't do? Okay. Number 77. Okay. Max. And you are a
freshman.
freshman.
Yes, ma'am.
I haven't talked to a single freshman here, have I? All right. You're a freshman. This is your first year on the team.
Well, yes, ma'am. This is my first year playing for the high school. Last year I played for the middle school at Bonner, and I basically skipped JV and came straight to varsity.
Wow. What's the difference between the football you played at Bonner and the football you're playing at GW?
Definitely the game speed. That's one of the main things that
Game
changes.
speed meaning?
Everybody's faster. Everybody's more athletic. There's more competition on the field. It's more of a battle than a game at some points, especially
Wow.
for freshmen.
More of a battle than a game. That's a cool way to put it. Now, are you going to stay on the team?
Yes, ma'am.
As long as you can, right?
Yes.
Did I ask you what your position is?
No, ma'am. I play right guard on the offensive line.
Talk to a left something over here. You were left tackle, and you are a right guard.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not even going to try to put that together. I don't think I could. Tell me about working with the kids at Forest Hills.
Oh, well, it was great. You know, they all helped me become part of the team. You know, I moved up and everything was new to me, and they just accepted me in. And through the season, I've gelled together with them. And
That's what this team has done for you. Right. The team that you were on at Bonner and the team that you're currently on here at GW, is there a difference?
definitely. I mean, I think everybody here is more mature and they understand the game better, so they can help me understand the game better.
And probably not only being more mature, there's more interest in what the GW team is doing rather than other teams, because this whole community is built around this school.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Okay. This is a very impressive group. Each and every one of them knows about teamwork, knows where they're going, and it's just impressive. And it's impressive that they get out and they work with the other students. I want to take this opportunity to thank Coach Anderson and thank each one of the people that are standing here with me for helping me share what they're doing here at GW on the football team. I want to thank all of you for being with us this week and promise that you will come back next week and see what we're doing here in Danville Public Schools.